Hi, good afternoon, Lexington ladies. My name is Aaron. I'm a student physical therapist assistant from South University, and I want to first thank you all for letting us be a part of your group tonight. What a great community you have. We appreciate it very much. And I'm going to get right into it, tell you a little bit about what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about carpal tunnel syndrome. Has anybody heard of carpal tunnel syndrome before? You've known somebody that's had it? Okay, very good. Well, we're going to talk a little bit about that, and we're going to show you all ways to avoid it. Okay, so let me first tell you a little bit about it. We're going to tell you really how it happens. We're also going to talk a little bit about why you're affected more than most, this particular group, women in general. And then we're going to talk a little bit about some exercises that you can do to avoid it and also to relieve some of the symptoms as well. Okay, so we'll get started right off. Carpal tunnel syndrome. Has everybody gotten one of these handouts here? Okay, that's going to be important. You'll be able to follow right along. We're going to do it right in order pretty much, or try to stay to the script as best we can. Anybody has any questions, please go ahead and shout them out. That's what we're here for, okay? Education. All right, so what is carpal tunnel syndrome? Carpal tunnel syndrome basically is something that involves the median nerve. And on the picture that you see on the first page, it's going to have a picture of a hand. And we've got the hand, the palm there, and these four fingers, and that's what's going to be affected by the median nerve. It also shows a picture of a little tunnel surrounded by the bones, and that little tunnel there that goes through the palm and to the four fingers, that is where that carpal tunnel is, and that's where the median nerve passes through. The median nerve comes down from the arm. That's going to pass through there, and now we're going to talk a little bit about how does it happen. So it happens with repetitive movements, and what can happen is your hand can get numb. You'll feel a little bit of tingling. Some of you have maybe had that before, and the reason why it happens is repetitive movements. Also, it happens because we have just we've had maybe some fluid retention. We've had some swelling in that area, and what it's doing is compressing and pinching on that nerve. Okay? So, this can happen with the use of vibrating tools. It can happen at your desk when you're typing. It can happen playing an instrument or even playing sports. Has anybody here ever had that happen where they get that tingling feeling? You have. Okay, when have you had it? When you ride your bike. Yes, that is something that can happen, and that's also can be caused a little bit by posture, which we're going to talk about as well when we talk about the exercises. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is why it happens more in women. It's 3 times more chances that it's going to happen in women. Some of those reasons, we talked a little bit about water retention, fluid retention. Well, in women, hormonal changes do happen. Obviously, we know pregnancy, we know menopause comes around at some point too, and we do have a challenge of water retention. So when that happens, that's going to go ahead and that's going to compress on that tunnel and make it compress on that nerve. Okay, there's a few other things that can happen and make that happen, and that can be things like rheumatoid arthritis, obesity, hypertension, also diabetes. So just systemic things that can happen and make it happen because of other things that are happening in the body. Okay, so if we can avoid those things, we can help avoid this. So just a couple quick things that we can do for it. The first thing is when you're working or on the computer, or if you're in the garden, you can take a break every once in a while. If you're doing repetitive movements, go ahead, take a break for a few minutes and just do a few hand movements. Okay, wiggle your fingers around, do some hand movements. You can make a fist, hold it for a few seconds, and then go ahead and spread your fingers out. Hold them for a few seconds. So everybody do that with me. Make that fist. All right, spread your fingers out. Okay, it's easy. It's something that you can do in the grocery store. It's something you can do while you're watching the soccer game with your kids or your grandkids. So we can make it real easy on. The next thing you want to do, go ahead and relax the grip. Just have a relaxed grip. Don't be holding a pen too tight or anything like that. Thank you very much. He'll be here in just a second.
Hi everyone, thank you Aaron for introducing me. My name is Owen. I'm a student physical therapist assistant at South University. It's nice to meet everyone today. We're going to go through a little bit of posture. I'm going to talk to you about some body mechanics, about how positioning is very important to alleviate and prevent carpal tunnel syndrome. I'm also going to go ahead and take you through some exercises for stretching, and I'm going to take you through some exercises for strengthening as well. So the first thing I want to go ahead and talk about that I'm sure Aaron touched on already, and I know he has, is that very straight back posture. You want to make sure that the computer screen, if you're working on a computer screen or if you're working on something else, is at a comfortable position, maybe just a little bit below eye level. You want to keep your wrists in a regular straight position, just keeping them like this, not flexed or extended. We want to keep them in a very neutral position. Your back also wants to be straight. We don't want to have those shoulders shrugged and slouched down. We want to make sure we have good posture at all times when we're doing anything. Taking you into some of the stretches. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and extend the arm, and then other hand on top, we're going to gently pull back for about 30 seconds. I'm going to do this 3 times, so I'm going to go ahead and relax the first time. Good, very good. We're going to go ahead and keep doing this. So we'll do that 3 times, and then going underneath with the elbow straight. It's very important to keep your arm straight to really get a good stretch through this area. So we're also going to hold this for 3 times as well. And then after we got done with some of those stretches, those are some good stretches to go ahead and do. If you've been working on the computer or you had a long day, you can go ahead and just do those at your desk, or if you find yourself having some free time, you can just go ahead and get those out of the way. The next thing I'm going to show you is called a median nerve glide. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have our hand like this. So closed fist, then we're going to extend our hand and extend our thumb. The next thing we want to be able to do is we're going to go ahead and turn our hand like this. So hand facing us or hand facing up toward the sky. We're going to take this thumb and we're going to pull back. We should feel a nice stretch in through this hand. So pulling back the thumb but keeping the fingers extended. We're going to do this for 30 seconds and hold about 3 times. So after we get done with that, I'm going to go ahead and show you a stretch for stretching out your pec muscles, so the muscles in your chest. So we want to go ahead and get it against the door, like a good frame. And we're going to go ahead and lean into this door. We should get a nice stretch in this area. That's going to go ahead and help with that slouch posture that I was talking about earlier, because posture is very important. It's very key to everything we do, alleviating any types of pain that you have, not just for carpal tunnel. So we're going to hold that stretch for 30 seconds, and then going to do that 2 or 3 times throughout the day, just to make sure you're feeling nice and loose. Now that I've run through some of those things, and went ahead and educated you on some of the process, Aaron and I are very happy that you were able to be here today and you were able to listen to us give our speech about carpal tunnel syndrome. I hope that you all found this very educational and found it great. Aaron and I thought this was a great experience, being able to talk to you today and educate you on something that we're very passionate about. Again, my name is Owen, and this is Aaron. We're both student physical therapists at South University. Thank you and have a nice day.